Good morning. Welcome to Tribune News on Q, your go-to morning news source, only here at the Daily Tribune. We're live on Daily Tribune's Facebook page, Daily Tribune PH on YouTube, and a Daily Tribune Official on TikTok. For today's headlines. Rescuers pressed on with desperate search of Basilan after a passenger ferry carrying over 350 people sank before dawn, leaving at least 18 dead and dozens still missing, the Philippine Coast Guard said. The ICC on Monday finally brought to rest the debates on whether former President Rodrigo Duterte is fit to stand trial by ruling in the affirmative. The second impeachment complaint against President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has officially been filed and received after Secretary General Sheloy Velarcia Garfield accepted it on Monday. A commuter advocacy group expressed its support Monday for the DOTR and the LTFRB as they move to strengthen anti-sexual harassment measures in public transit. House Deputy Minority Leader Laila de Lima has filed a legislation to mandate additional insurance coverage and tax-free hazard pay for media workers. The Department of Trade and Industry has formally welcomed SM Investments Corporation's subsidiary To Go Group Incorporated as a member of the Supply Chain and Logistics Center. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck reunite in The Rip, drawing on more than 2 decades of friendship to shape their latest on-screen collaboration. A heated exchange between San Miguel Beer coach Leo Austria and star guard CJ Perez sparked a turnaround that lifted the Beermen to a 2-1 lead over TNT in the PBA Season 50 Philippine Cup Finals. Today is the 27th of January 2026, Tuesday, and I'm Eliana Lacap, bringing you today's top stories. Let's kick things off with today's weather. The northeast monsoon and a shear line will bring cloudy skies with light rains over parts of the Philippines today. Eastern Samar, southern Leyte, Dinagat Islands, and Surigao del Norte may experience scattered rains and isolated thunderstorms with possible flash floods or landslides. Metro Manila, Cagayan Valley, Cordillera Administrative Region, Central Luzon, Calabarzon, Bicol Region, Oriental Mindoro, Marinduque, and Romblon will have light rains with no significant impact. Moderate to strong winds and rough coastal waters are expected in the eastern Philippines, while the rest of the country will have moderate to strong winds with moderate to rough seas. Now for a traffic update. Light traffic is reported at Balintawak Toll Plaza, Bocaue Toll Plaza, and San Fernando northbound and southbound lanes. Approaching Mindanao Toll Plaza, motorists may encounter an approximate 100-meter vehicle queue. At NLEX Harbor Link Interchange northbound, a previous road crash has caused an approximate 400-meter traffic buildup. Class 3 vehicles are being diverted to Mindanao Toll Plaza. Valenzuela Interchange southbound is moving at 20 to 40 kilometers per hour, following a cleared road crash. At Balagtas Interchange southbound, a road crash is occupying the emergency lane, but traffic remains light with the patrol team on site. Meanwhile, Pulilan northbound entry is temporarily closed for road enhancement works from January 27 to February 7th. Motorists are advised to take alternate routes. All other areas of NLEX, SOTEX, and NLEX connector, including toll plazas and interchanges, are experiencing light traffic conditions. Now let's move on to this morning's headlines. A passenger ferry carrying more than 350 people sank before dawn off Basilan after sending a distress call at around 1:50 a.m., leaving at least 18 confirmed dead and dozens still missing, according to the Philippine Coast Guard. The vessel was traveling from Zamboanga City to Jolo, Sulu when it went down in rough seas about 5 kilometers east of Balok-Balok Island. At least 316 passengers and crew have been rescued. Many found clinging to debris as a massive multi-agency search and rescue operation continues. The International Criminal Court has ruled that former President Rodrigo Duterte is fit to stand trial, paving the way for a confirmation of charges hearing on February 23. The court dismissed defense claims that Duterte's age and health should delay the case, citing independent medical findings. The hearing will determine if there is enough evidence to move to full trial. Duterte has been in the ICC custody since his March 11th arrest in Manila and faces 3 counts of crimes against humanity over his war on drugs. Progressive groups backed by the Makabayan coalition lawmakers have officially filed a second impeachment complaint against President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., alleging betrayal of public trust, systemic corruption, abuse of discretionary powers, and involvement in kickback schemes tied to budget insertions. Secretary General Cheloy Velarcia Grafil received the complaint Monday, which must now be referred to Speaker Faustino D. III. He has 10 session days to include it in the order of business and transmit it to the Committee on Justice. Advocates are pushing to consolidate it with the first complaint to ensure both are considered together. The Lawyers for Commuters' Safety and Protection, or the LCSP, voiced support for the Department of Transportation and the LTFRB's efforts to strengthen anti-sexual harassment measures in public transit, calling on the Department of Justice to ensure swift protection of offenders. Founder attorney Ariel Inton noted that harassment is most common during rush hours and urged organized queuing to protect women, pregnant passengers, senior citizens, children, and persons with disabilities. The group also recommended including transit-related crimes in coordinated crackdowns, following recent operations against unregistered colorum vehicles. House Deputy Minority Leader Laila De Lima filed House Bill No. 7292, the Journalist Welfare and Protection Act, to provide additional insurance and tax-free hazard pay for media workers, including field reporters, digital staff, and freelancers. The measure covers economic insecurity, harassment, red tagging, and job risks, offering up to 350,000 pesos for disability, 300,000 pesos for death, and 200,000 pesos each for medical and mental health support. Freelancers would receive special insurances for accidents and equipment loss, while all media personnel in hazardous areas would get tax-free hazard pay of 500 pesos per day, or 25% of their monthly salary. The Department of Trade and Industry has welcomed To Go Group Incorporated, a subsidiary of SM Investments, as a member of its supply chain and logistics center. Under a new agreement, To Go will provide tailored logistics, solutions, consultancy, and advisory services to DTI-registered MSMEs to improve efficiency, reduce costs, and support the business growth. The company will also take part in business matching, market linkages, and the setup of logistics support desks in selected negosyo centers, helping micro, small, and medium enterprises access markets and scale confidently. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck, friends and collaborators for over 20 years, reunite in The Rip, a crime drama exploring trust and loyalty within a narcotics team after uncovering $20 million in cartel cash. Their friendship, which began with co-writing Good Will Hunting, informs their on-screen chemistry. Damon, known for roles like Jason Bourne and Mark Watney, prepared for his role by shadowing Miami police officers. The film highlights ethical dilemmas while showcasing their creative partnership. Damon also discussed his work with Artist Equity and his upcoming lead in Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. San Miguel Beer coach Leo Austria and star guard CJ Perez had a first-half altercation in Game 3 of the PBA Season 50 Philippine Cup Finals, but the spat turned into a rallying point for the team. Perez, after a slow start, scored 17 of his 20 points in the final period, including a clutch step-back 4-pointer, leading San Miguel to a 95-89 win over TNT and a 2-1 series lead. Austria credited the clash for refocusing Perez, who said he simply wanted to repay the coaches' trust. Game 4 is set for Wednesday. Now a quick look at today's horoscope. Today calls for ambition and creativity, Cancer. The world is yours to conquer, and your focus can bring progress in both love and work. Be creative in your romantic life and take productive steps in your professional endeavors. Health and finances are positive, so make smart decisions with your resources. Seek better options for resolving matters of the heart and embrace opportunities for professional success. A balanced approach today will set you up for a fulfilling and confident day. Now, Katribo, did you know that on January 27, 1945, Soviet troops liberated Auschwitz in Poland, exposing the horrific scale of Nazi atrocities? Auschwitz was a complex of camps, including Auschwitz II-Birkenau, where thousands were murdered in gas chambers and subjected to medical experiments by Josef Mengele. As Soviet forces approached, the Nazis killed prisoners and destroyed evidence, but the Red Army still found over 7,000 starving survivors and 648 corpses, along with storehouses of clothing and personal belongings. This day is remembered as a pivotal moment in revealing the full extent of the Holocaust. Now, we've all had packages, whether food or parcels, delivered, and they usually doorbell, right? Not in today's viral story. An Instagram reel that has racked up 479,000 views with 21,000 likes shows a hilarious way the delivery rider calls the receiver. Let's watch this.
Tao po, delivery po, nandito ko sa labas niyo.
That's all for now, mga katribo. Join us again at 1 o'clock p.m. for more updates. This has been Eliana Lacap for Tribune News on Q.